Some 16 years ago, my wife had a hip replacement surgery, and prior to this she was undergoing a fair amount of pain. And as I was always interested in alternative medical practices, I was looking at ways of trying to alleviate this, mainly concentrating on the hand and finger areas. And this led to my being aware that pressure on the little finger had a positive effect on snoring. Now, it's fairly difficult, I think, for people to try and to realise the connection between your little finger and something up behind your nose. So I started doing investigation into the medical reasoning for this. We don't snore when we're awake. And if we do go to sleep and we begin to snore, and we wake up suddenly, we stop snoring again. Which made me think, what is the physiological reason for doing this? There's got to be a medical reason for doing this. And I found that the nerve in the little finger, which they call the ulnar nerve, has been used previously for electrical stimulation, post-operatively, to restore natural breathing. Now, this procedure is complicated, and it also requires monitoring. Now, our device is a simple device which creates a stimulation of the muscle through activation of this nerve, and only applies gentle, sustained pressure on the little finger. This in turn accesses the nerves which are responsible for activating the muscles of the nose. Now, the natural way to breathe is through the nose, in the nose, out through the mouth. And most of us only do shallow breathing. We don't exercise these muscles to the extent that they should be. And we all know that if you exercise muscles, the more efficient they become. Now, if we get into the habit of breathing through the mouth, the air intake hits the uvula at the back of the throat, and after a while this starts to vibrate under the pressure, and this is what causes the snoring sound. Now, most devices that are on the market try to overcome the result and not look at the root cause of why we snore. And why we snore is because the muscles that control the airways, what they call the upper airway patencies, relax too much and close down, and we revert to breathing through the mouth. Now, our device reactivates through nerve stimulation those muscles.